Since 1658, the office has been in the state of Maryland Constitution. Same with Register of Wills. We are specifically set forth in the state constitution. The position evolved over the 1658 to 2014 decades and centuries, and it is administrative in nature. Why is it elected? Because the people want to choose their representatives, just like with my particular case currently. People know the public service that I give, not just when you come to the courthouse, but out in the streets in the community as well, whether it's the Lions Club, the JCs, the past president of the Chamber of Commerce, the 38 years and past president of the fire company, the community marching band, the Tea Party Festival, past presidency, the American Cancer Society, past treasurer, the Kent Youth Incorporated, past treasurer, member of the local Lions Club, past president of the Sacred Heart Church, CYO, Christian Youth Organization. All of that public service, as well as the service that I provide to the citizens when they come to the courthouse. When people say, how long have you served? I tell people point blank, not long enough. The state retirement system requires you to do 30 years in order to get your full state retirement. There are many clerks, for example, right now, Theodore Phoebus, Ted Phoebus in Somerset County, is just completing his 51st year as clerk of court. The clerk of the circuit court, the state's attorney, the register of wills are administrative positions. You have many, many years, and I have 24 years of specialized training through the Judiciary Education and Conference Center at Annapolis under the Administrative Office of the Courts. And the training is extensive in order to operate these offices efficiently and effectively. We are the public servants for the people in all types of work that falls under the clerk's office, which I covered earlier as far as many of the various duties. We have a lot of judicial functions. We have a lot of non-judicial functions in order to perform. What I say to term limits is if a person is performing their job well and effectively and representing the people, then they should be reelected. The term limits aren't necessary if the person is continuing to serve their community, serve well and at a high level of their job and their office, then I don't see the need for term limitation. There's been other clerks that have served longer than 24 years. Like I just said, Ted Phoebus is finishing his 51st year as clerk of court, the longest in the history of the state in Somerset County. We've had clerks serve for 40 years, 50 years, 30 years, and everything from 4 years on. And the most important issue this election isn't that Mark Mumford's been here 24 years and isn't term limitations or anything like that. It's MDEC, Maryland Electronic Courts. In 1998, Kent County was the first county on the Eastern Shore to go live on MDLandrec.net. That's MarylandLandrec.net. That was the automation system that began throughout the state of Maryland for automating land records. Now title searches that used to have to come and sit for hours at a time in the clerk's office and do title search work can now sit on their laptop or their computer system at home, go to mdlandrec.net. And the public can also do the same thing. Sign up for a free account. They can do their title work. They can search their own deed. They can go to plats.net, search their plats. We have also instituted a uniform court system, UCS case management system over the years. We've instituted file tracking to keep track of the thousands of case files that are in the clerk's offices downstairs in every courthouse. We have implemented the GEARS, G-E-A-R-S, General Enterprise Accounting and Reconciliation System. We have instituted RCS, Register Cashiering System, and all of this is in preparation over the last 10, 15 years for what we now know as MDEC, which goes live this month in Anne Arundel County, in fact, October the 14th. MDEC will revolutionize the courts in Maryland because there will be no more paper trails of cases. It will all be scanned, it will all be digitized, and it will all be accessible by every attorney and every law office that needs access, as well as the public that needs access to their files to see what is going on in their case and where it's progressing through the system. If an attorney who is not seasoned and IT literate comes in to file the old-time paper way, we'll take your paper, we will scan it, we will take care of assigning it its case number, etc. And then it will either go back to you or it will go in the shredder and out into the recycling bin, because the courts cannot continue to operate with paper. Just like your medical records now when you go to the doctor are all digitized, all the paperwork in the country is going digital. Now, my opponent the other night at the debate brought up the point that he's very concerned about no paper. There is no concern because all layers of state government are required to have 3 levels of protection. So the Maryland Archives, who is the ultimate responsible body for the keeping of records in this country, your state archives, has to keep records. So they have all of this. The clerk's office has the discs and all of the digitizing on their computer system. The Maryland Judiciary Administrative Office of the Courts maintains what's known as JIS, or Judicial Information System. They have a copy. And then there is another copy of everything stored off-site in another state in case of natural disaster. So there's 4 levels there of protection for the public's record not to be misplaced, lost, hacked, etc. The differential between myself and my opponent is that I've been doing the job and preparing for this MDEC, Maryland Electronic Courts, and we have been working very diligently for 5 years to prepare for the go live. After Anne Arundel County goes live October the 14th in civil and juvenile, they'll be followed in short order with the criminal and other divisions of court under the MDEC, Maryland Electronic Courts. It's not going to always be smooth on the get-go and the start out, just like MD Landrec wasn't, Platts.net wasn't, Gears was not, and I can go on and on about all the different programs we've done. But we will navigate the public through it. We are getting the training currently. I have 2 people in training today having to do with case flow and case flow assessments and management of cases. And the judge is also in that same training program. We're all preparing for the future of what is going to be the new Maryland electronic court system. The difference between myself and my opponent is not IT savvy. I have been doing it here for many years. I offered the state's attorney and the administrative office of the courts offered the state's attorney's office 16 years ago to go on the uniform court system case management system. They declined, that they did not want it. 6 years ago they decided they wanted it. The Maryland Court Administrative Office said, no, we're not going to install an old program that's getting ready to be trashed for the new Maryland electronic courts and cost the citizens money for a program that's going to be abolished.
So final question, any parallel between your role with the marching band and
Well, you think about it a little bit, and then when you say that, I have to think, what is a drum major? If you look up the definition of a drum major, he's the leader of the band. My job as clerk of the circuit court is to be a leader for our community in the circuit court system. So it's kind of a little bit of a dichotomy there of equal proportion. So it's interesting how things evolve. We don't know. We realize as we get older that we're not the ones in control in this life. I'll give you a little twist to give you an example. I was born in 1958, where the entrance to the Kent County Courthouse parking lot is in the blizzard of 1958. And there was no power in Chestertown for 2 weeks. My bottles were kept in the snow in the backyard. I drive in that driveway every day for the last 24 years to go to work for you, the citizens of Kent County. What are the odds of that?